Hey, stoner friends. This is Two Stoner Detectives,
A true crime podcast.
and we are back.
We're back.
We're back, bitches. So, for some unforeseen circumstances involving COVID, work, etc., we had to take a short break. But we thank everyone who has subscribed to our channels, liked our channels, left comments. We love you all.
We do. It was a rough couple weeks and we really, really miss you all. So we're so freaking happy to be back.
We are starting back up with another mysterious death. We just can't get away from these mysteries.
Mm-mm. We love them.
And they deserve all the coverage because, we're hoping that with the media attention, it's bringing the family some peace and justice.
I can't wait to hear about this. I'm sure it's a doozy.
This case is one of the most controversial cases that has been talked about and covered by many true crime podcasters like Generation Y, True Crime Garage, Morbid,
Mm.
Crime Junkie, and many others.
I love all of those. If y'all listening, what's up? Hit us
What's
for the
up? Holla,
collabs. Hit
holla,
us
let's
up.
do that. So the case we're going to bring to you today is the case of Kendrick Johnson. So we're going to go back to the year 2013 in Valdesto, Georgia. Kendrick, who was also known as KJ, was born October 5th, 1995.
Shout out to the Libras. Shout
Dude,
out.
you know what's so freaking weird? That's Jay's birthday.
Yes. When I saw that, I was like, okay. And I
Aw,
feel like we can't stay away from like Libras,
Libras.
right?
Oh my God. I don't know
I
what it
can't.
is.
It's weird. Like I feel like the last couple ones have been Libras,
Yep.
right?
It's like some type of connection there. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So before I get into what happened to KJ, right? I want to take you back to the fall of 2012.
Okay.
The football team was on a bus ride home, and allegedly there was a fight in the bus over a player. The player's last name is Bell.
Okay.
His girlfriend and KJ were seeing each other or talking. Okay.
Okay.
They squashed it. They squashed it and moved on after that one incident. But after the next couple of months, there were rumors that the kid's girlfriend was being intimate with KJ. So that
Oh.
caused more problems between both of these guys, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's just important to bring this up, to preface this part of the case, because from all accounts, KJ was a lovable guy. He was a likable dude, right?
Yeah.
And to say that he did not have any problems with anyone or any enemies in that high school would be dismissing these important facts.
Hmm. I'm not sure if this has anything to do with anything, but was this Bell guy a white guy?
Yes.
Interesting.
You
Okay.
can see how the fact that KJ was chatting with his girlfriend, that
Mm-mm.
must have killed him, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
you're a white male and your girlfriend is now talking to a black guy. That
Mm.
shit must have tear him, inside.
Yeah.
I imagine.
And he was so cute. I saw pictures of him. I did peep a little bit. He's so adorable. He was so adorable. So sad.
Oh, Brian Bell also has an older brother who attended the high school. His name was Brandon Bell.
Mm-hmm.
They both were called the Bell brothers. Another fact is that their dad was an FBI agent. I mean, I'm not, these are facts. I just want
Yeah.
to lay all the facts out. We want to lay all the facts out there for you so you can make your own theory, or conclusion as to what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward to a couple months to January 10th, 2013. KJ was at high school and ends up going to the old gym. It is called the old gym because the high school built a brand new gym. Anyway,
Okay.
he goes to the gym after winter break, and evidently the gym was cleaned out over the break, and there were gym mats rolled up on the side of the gym. They used this gym to store the wrestling mats.
Okay.
Typically, some students would hide their sneakers in these mats because apparently the school charged for a locker. So, what the boys or girls did, what they would do was hide these sneakers in the mats and just come for them before they had gym class, right? They would just
Hmm.
go to the gym to grab their sneakers, then go to gym class instead of going back to their locker. I guess it was easier access, you know?
Yeah, yeah. First of all, why are they charging students for lockers? That is horrible. I don't want to hear it. And two, um, how were they able to get their sneakers out of the mat? Like if you just throw, like you just throwing them in there, you just.
No, I get you. I get you. So,
Like when you're in a hurry and you just like throw stuff to just like whip something in, you know what I mean?
so it's okay.
That's the smoke break song.
So I know for a fact some schools charge kids for lockers because Raul had this situation in middle school where basically he was paying for the lock itself. Because what happens is that the school doesn't allow you to use your own lock on the lockers because they need
I,
to get into it, you
I
know?
get, I
So they're
guess safety
charging them
reasons.
for the lockers. I mean, not that it's right, if that makes sense.
It's
Usually,
weird,
I know it's
right?
underfunded schools, schools that don't have money and try to get, you know what I mean, make money that way or whatever. Who
No,
knows?
I know what you mean, but it's
But
weird.
it should be forbidden.
It's
I
like
swear.
charging lunch. It's like charging kids for lunch. Like,
Thank you.
I would
Thank you.
never understand a school charging a kid for lunch or for breakfast. Oh God, no, 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 that's horrible. And like sometimes kids have tabs, like oh whatever.
Or yeah. How did these sneakers get into those mats? Um,
It's weird.
if the mats were standing up, some would tip the mat over
Mm-hmm.
and grab the sneakers from the bottom end. So
Mm-hmm.
if I were gonna hide sneakers, if you were, only common sense, why would you throw them up? They wouldn't fall, right? So you're just gonna, if the mat is on the ground, you're just gonna stuff it so that when you go back, you could just pull it
Pull
right
them
out.
right back out, huh?
Okay,
Absolutely.
right? I mean,
Like that would make sense instead of throwing it like over, and then it'd be too much work to like tip over the. You're holding the mat with like one arm, and like, but no, that'll be way too hard. So definitely, if a mat is on the floor, just stuffing them in there real quick, it's the way to go, especially if you're like in a hurry.
the most controversial part of this story is that the video surveillance on this day, KJ is seen entering the old gym at 1 p.m. Students are seen following him inside the gym. Then you see him at the bottom of the screen. Like, if I'm going to play the video, and you'll see at the bottom of the screen, you'll see KJ will appear going towards the mats. Okay.
Okay.
He disappears and other students suddenly emerge out of nowhere. If you're just watching this video, he disappears. There's another couple of kids, like poof, like magic. These kids appear, right? And then there's no picture of KJ even near the mats. There's no footage of that. We know that there's a video camera pointed towards the mats because we also see footage of when KJ is taken away on the stretcher to the ambulance. So there's an actual camera pointed towards the mats that can capture all of that. And there's no footage of him going towards the mats at all.
Why does that always happen with like cases like this. Just mysteriously, like footage just goes missing.
That's
That's
just
so
freaking wild.
fucked up. That's so fucked up.
I completely agree. If we have surveillance, there would never be a question as to what happened. And it's so frustrating for the families and everyone involved because everything, they're suspecting everything. Their suspicions, and
Yeah,
we
it's
have no
fun.
answers for.
It's a little funky.
Mm, a little funky.
Hmm.
So on January 10th, 2013, KJ never made it home from school. Can you imagine the mom waiting for him at home
I can't.
all night
I
she was waiting for
know.
him. She said that he's never been that type of kid, that he would let her know, especially he's in high school, you know, he
He's a sophomore. He's a
yeah,
baby.
he's a baby. And she's like, she was told that he was going to attend a game after school, so she was like,
Okay.
okay. But then he never came home. So she drove around looking for him all night. I just imagine the panic and that gut instinct that she knew something is wrong.
Yo, I can't imagine. I don't know how parents do it. Like I would be a nervous wreck 24/7 if I was a parent right now. I babysat my niece and my nephew over the weekend, and it was like by the end of the weekend I was beat. So I don't think I could do that all the time. Yeah, it was shout
It's
out
so
to the
sad.
parents. Shout
It's
out to
so
y'all
sad.
parents. I would be
Word,
freaking out.
word. Smoke break.
Mm-mm.
Jackie, that's her name, Kendrick's mom. She calls police at 11:45 p.m. because now she's like, okay, it's 11:45. It's close to midnight. He's not home.
Mm-mm.
She asked around. No one knew where he was. She exhausted all of her options. The cops said maybe he just didn't want to come home, or he's out there. He lost track of time. The cops said that. There
Yo,
was nothing they can do. They said there's nothing we can do. Call back.
why even become a cop? Like, what's the point? You're completely useless. How do you tell a parent, a worried parent, oh, he probably just didn't want to come home? Like, there's nothing I
Couldn't
could
even
do.
help. Like help to search for him. What the fuck, dude?
Mm-mm. Yo, that's horrible. Like, at least try. If you're not gonna help, at least give her like like some reassurance and just, oh, it's gonna be fine. He's probably out with some friends. Like, like don't be a jerk about it.
So the next morning, January 11th, KJ still hadn't come home. Mind you, this was a weekday. So
So it was a school night.
it was a school night. That morning, the next morning, yeah, that morning he hadn't come home. So what does Jackie do? She went straight to the high school.
Mm,
She started questioning the receptionist there in the front office. She wanted to know who saw him last. She asked if she can speak to the teachers or students so that, if anyone has seen KJ. Unknown to Jackie, in that very high school, a student, coincidentally, the student is the superintendent's daughter, would discover a sock at the top of the mat and went to check it out and realized there was the body of Kendrick Johnson, 17 years old, rolled up inside the mat in the school gym.
mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. He was rolled upside down.
Yes. So
So like he was hanging, like his feet were.
dangling. But she says she saw a sock. So apparently his feet must have been dangling if she saw a sock. Police arrived at the school and told Jackie it was KJ. They told her he was inside the mat for over 20 hours and his body was already decomposing. The cops were able to uncover a few items: KJ's textbooks, a pair of his shoes near his head inside the mat, another pair of his shoes outside of the mat, blood on the wall behind the mats, bloody tissues in the gym and in the trash can. There was a girl's bathroom inside the gym, so there was tissue inside there. The cops, of course, determined that the blood belonged to a female student and that was there that day, that it had nothing to do with KJ or anyone else. The cops only talked to some teachers and staff. The other students were not questioned, would not be interrogated until 3 months later. Who's gonna remember what happened 3 months later?
How do you not shut shit down? Wrap it up. Or like no one's leaving until we talk to everybody that was here yesterday. Like, what? What? Yo, y'all found a body in a school where there's a bunch of people where there's surveillance. Nah. I don't I don't want to, yo. I'm like lost for words, for real.
Smoke break?
Smoke break. This is crazy.
This is
You know
wild.
what's wild? That it's like it's always the most like obvious cases that always got like a missing puzzle piece. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like we all know it happened in the school. We all know.
Everyone can see it.
Like there's no way that it happened outside of the school and then they brought the body in.
He died in there.
He died in there in the actual gym. Cause they only got him coming in, right?
They only got him coming in.
Qué pena. Qué pena.
And guess what? The students the cops wanted to interview were the kids KJ had problems with months prior, the Bell brothers. And they also wanted to question the girlfriend, Brian's girlfriend.
Okay.
But they did not agree to the interview.
How is that even allowed? Like, I don't know how you can really how.
Automatically a suspect.
Yeah,
Automatically suspect.
you've known to like it's known that you guys have problems, beef. If you know you didn't do anything, why would you not talk to the police? Right?
Exactly. If you have nothing to
If you have
hide.
nothing to hide. That's fucked up. That's a red fucking flag. That's a red motherfucker. That's another fucking red flag.
To add to the controversy, the coroner or medical examiner would not be called until 4 to 6 hours after they found his body.
What the actual fuck? Aren't they like the first person to be called?
They have to be. According to
6
Georgia,
hours.
according to Georgia law, it says that they are the first to be called because the sooner the body examined, they're able to determine the cause of death and the time of death. The
Wow.
body has been in the gym for God knows how, well, they said 20 hours.
Yeah.
So you want to add more time to this? Instead of calling them right away, you wait another 6 hours. So Georgia law states that the medical examiners and the coroners are the first to be called because the sooner the body is examined, they're able to determine the cause of death. So the body has been in the gym for God knows how long, 20 hours.
Yeah, I think they say 20 hours.
And the law enforcement still decided to wait 6 hours to call the medical examiner. They have to determine the time of death and all of that. So the fact that they knew this and still
Mm-hmm.
dragged it on is so suspect.
Yeah, that's messed up. They're definitely hiding something.
I should mention that there's also reports stating that when the dad and the mom were they weren't allowed to go near his body. She was in the actual place where he died at the high school and would not be allowed to see him. That's so fucked up.
That's horrible.
Another interesting thing I read was that when the dad went to the morgue, he said it was so warm in there. I I read that the morgues have to be kept at 14 degrees Fahrenheit. 14 degrees. That's fucking cold.
That's fucking cold. And these parents are smart because if the morgue is warm, the body will decompose quicker. So it'll make it harder to determine the cause of the death. That's insane. That's
So
creepy.
they waited 6 hours, dude.
We.
So when the family sees KJ, they notice that KJ was bruised up. His left eye and lips, and he also noticed his finger looked broken. They looked twisted as if they were getting into a fight with someone. His fingers were twisted.
We.
And he even noticed that KJ's nails looked freshly cut, and that KJ would always keep them long. So those
Huh.
things point, yeah, they stood out to his father. And trigger warning, trigger warning. Please take caution when you're looking up this case because KJ's, you don't want to see photos of him. I'm just giving you a warning. His face looks actually like smashed in. He, there was so much bruising on this kid, and it was blunt force trauma was shown.
That's so like it made my stomach like turn for real. There will only be like one possible explanation for someone to actually cut the fingernails after death. I mean, m- are they collecting evidence? That's what I like. That's me playing like devil's advocate, but it's just I don't know. Are y'all trying to get rid of evidence?
To
This,
destroy evidence
yeah,
would
like this
be
case is crazy.
the only possible explanation. Why would you cut his fingernails off to destroy the
Yeah,
evidence? Why would you do that? The initial autopsy revealed that Johnson that his he died due to positional asphyxia. Basically that he suffocated, and as a result of being in that position he was head down in the mat upside down just after 24 hours of being found, just after 24 hours, like immediately after his body was found, the investigators ruled his death an accident. A fucking accident.
that quickly. That it just seems so much easier to rule these cases as an accident than to do your fucking job. Like just do your fucking job. Enough is enough. You need to hold these people accountable no matter who
Enough is
the F it
enough.
is. Just like there's way too many cases like this. Too
Do
many
your
people getting
fucking
away with
job,
shit.
guys. What
Yeah.
the fuck, man?
Nah. Nah. Get it
Like,
together. Get it to fuck together.
shit.
Sorry.
Tell him. Fucking tell him. I mean, of course, there's good cops, good investigators
Mm-hmm.
out there that have solved cases, and that won't go to sleep at night just worrying about these
Yeah.
families. But these bad motherfuckers, it's just too many, and it seems this location here, which brings me into my next point.
Mm.
The GBI and the county sheriffs told the press and concluded that Jay walked into the gym at 1 p.m. to grab his sneakers that were in the gym mat. He first drops his books, takes his shoes off, then reached into the mat head first with both his hands down on his sides and gets wedged in the mat, and he couldn't breathe, and that was his cause of death.
A question. So he tried crawling hit into something with both his hands down on the side. Like, how is he trying to get his? Is he like wiggling himself up? And plus, like, how wide was this opening in the mat, like compared to his body's, like the body width? Like, was it big and wide enough for him to do that so easily? Because I wouldn't think that anyone would just like push themselves if they're that uncomfortable. Like, I'm gonna be like, yo, fuck, I'm gonna just go open his mat, right?
Makes no
It
sense.
makes no sense.
Makes no
Boom,
sense.
I solved the case.
That's it. We solved the
We
case.
solved it. That's it.
The mat the mat in which Johnson was found was around 6 feet tall when it's rolled up, right? The
Okay.
mat had left a 14-inch hole in diameter in the center. 14-inch hole. Okay.
Okay.
And if you measure his shoulders across, like you measured his shoulders across, if you're listening to us on Spotify, you're not able to see the hand movement. I just did. But if you were to measure his shoulders, it would be 19 inches. So that's a difference of 5 inches. Remember, 14-inch
Uh-huh.
hole, like in the mat,
Yeah.
and then his shoulders is 19 inches. So that's 5 inches. Boom. How are you gonna bend your bone? How are you gonna bend your bones for?
There's no way. There's absolutely no way this kid did that.
It sounds like he would have to like really squeeze himself in
Yeah.
there.
Uh-huh.
Why would you squeeze yourself into your death that you're not able to breathe? No
Mm-mm.
way in hell.
Yeah, no.
You
It makes no sense. Why wouldn't he just push the mat over to grab his sneakers? Like, if he saw that this hole was that small or too tight for him, I'm sure he would have figured out another way to get his sneakers out. I just don't think anyone.
an intelligent boy.
Yeah. I don't think anyone would just like squeeze themselves in there. And also, didn't the surveillance show other people in the gym after he entered the gym? Like, I imagine if he got stuck in there, people, they're going to hear him screaming, right? Like, oh, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Right?
Exactly. Yeah, because there's kids seen after he walks into there. So if he were to fall in and couldn't breathe, there were people there at that time. There are so many issues with this case. It's a complete laundry list of suspicions. The black and white gym shoe that lay on the ground below Kendrick, the one who was presumed to be the one he was reaching for,
Okay.
was lying on top of a pool of blood, but there was no blood on the shoe itself, as if it appeared to be as if they were placed there.
Wow.
There
That's
were
pretty fucked up.
there were also another pair of shoes that actually had blood on them. They were never sent to be tested. There was a third pair of shoes, the ones that are shown in the picture, lying next to him inside the mat.
Mm-hmm. So, a pair of shoes that was lying on top of the blood, but no blood on it,
That
right?
supposedly those are the ones
Those
he
are the
was
ones that he was reaching
for.
for, right?
Uh-huh.
And then there was another pair of shoes that actually did have blood on them, never got tested,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And then there was a third pair of shoes that were shown lying next to him.
Yes. Because he was found only with his socks on. So if you look at the picture, he's
Mm-hmm.
lying right next to those shoes he was wearing.
Why are they off?
Why would they be off?
Yeah, why would his shoes be off? If he's coming back from gym to get his sneakers.
Uh-huh. To go to gym, right?
Oh, I'm sorry, to go to gym to get
Uh-huh.
his sneakers. he wouldn't. I would assume his sneakers will still be on until he gets them and goes somewhere to sit down and take off
Yeah,
the
let's say you
shoes.
solve the case. You solve the case. Think about it. If this kid goes to gym, he has gym. He has to go get his sneakers for gym.
Mm-hmm.
He gets, why would his shoes be off unless he had already pulled the one he needed to wear, taken off his sneakers to change them?
Mm-hmm. Why would his shoes be off?
Or even so, he could have just went to get his shoes and he's just gonna go with, carry them with him and go to gym class and change them there.
But he's gonna walk barefoot. He's gonna walk without shoes.
That's what I'm saying. He has to
Yeah.
carry them on him with his shoes on. Exactly.
Yeah, like he's not gonna do that without shoes.
Why would his shoes be off?
Yeah, why would they be off?
Unless he had already pulled the ones he was gonna wear and he was changing them right then and there, and that's when something happens.
Mm-hmm.
Oy,
Wait, that's
oy, oy,
crazy.
oy. The clothes KJ was wearing, it was never returned to the family or sent in for evidence. The clothes he was wearing.
So where'd it go?
Where is it?
Yeah, where is it? Y'all just
Shit is
tossed.
wild.
Oh my goodness.
Shit is wild. To me, it sounds like someone is getting rid of evidence. That's what it sounds like to me. And
Absolutely.
the family felt something was not right because in June 13th of 2016, they hired William Anderson, a forensic in Forensic Dimensions, that's the name of his company in Florida, to perform an independent autopsy. When they exhumed his body so that the medical examiner would complete his autopsy report, it was founded that his organs were missing. They were completely gone. His brain, his heart, his lungs, all of his organs were removed from his body and they were replaced with newspapers.
Newspapers?
Fucking newspaper.
Yo,
Newspapers.
newspapers?
Could
How
you
do
not?
you lose organs?
How do you lose organs? Again, it's the getting rid of evidence because the organs they could also provide you with a cause of death. I
Uh-huh.
read an article that they can weigh the lung and it would actually confirm that he died of asphyxia if you weigh the lung. So it sounds to me like they just wanted to get rid of evidence. The family was never notified that the organs were missing. When the body was received at the funeral home, according to the funeral director, they only received the body, no organs. And the funeral home also never let the family know that they were going to fill him with newspapers. It's just so sad. The funeral is saying, "Oh, we never received them," and the GBI is saying, we we handed his body to the funeral home with organs. So it's a fucking blame game there.
That's unreal. Unreal. I wonder, is it common for funeral homes to receive bodies without organs? And if so, like, wouldn't it be, I don't know, protocol to tell the family? And if it's not protocol, like, what about like human decency? Like, where's the, like
That's just wild.
the feel for the family? It
Mm-mm.
No, this is crazy.
That second autopsy, he found bruising, and it showed blunt force trauma to the right neck, the soft tissues, and the medical examiner, like I said, a well-known, reputable examiner, he suggested that the death was not an accident.
Yeah. It sounds fishy. I don't blame the family for like suspecting everything because it does sound really fishy. And I really do tend to be, an unbiased person. I like to see things from different angles. I don't know. I
I
like
can
to see
attest to
things.
that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like to see from every angle. But this, from the moment you started telling me about it, it just sounds fishy. Once things go missing, nah, red flags all over the
Red
place.
flags. Jackie, I mean, that woman, I give her props. She's strong, yo. I would be the same way. Same way. Go to any fucking lengths because I know my son is not that fucking stupid to squeeze himself through a fucking mat when you could have just tipped that shit over and grabbed the shoes from the
Mm-hmm.
bottom. Think you want to go, the shoes are at the bottom. Think you want to go all the way inside to fucking get the shoes.
DK.
Mm-mm.
And I was like thinking, like, oh, again, I'm an unbiased person. I'm like, what if it really was an accident? Like, what if he really was trying to get in there and get the sneakers? But then the missing organs, the missing surveillance, waiting 6 hours to call somebody, no, 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 no.
Just how he looked.
Yeah,
He looked like he was
Tito.
fucking beat up, just like how he looked. Mm-mm.
Yo, so
Yo.
sad.
So back to the surveillance videos. Investigators, they didn't see anything suspicious on the tapes or evidence of any foul play. Okay. Then guess what happens? CNN obtained the surveillance videos in November of 2013.
Hmm.
They reviewed dozens of hours of footage and discovered that the two cameras were missing footage. They were missing about an hour of footage. It was missing an hour of footage. It was said that those fucking videos were edited.
That's fucking wild. How can that happen? That's fucked up. Have you watched the video?
Yeah, the video is so odd. You see KJ clearly walking into the gym alone. And then it skips to the kids playing basketball like they magically appeared on the screen out of nowhere without showing them getting there. They just boom, poof, appeared. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
There was also a shot of the entrance to the gym and kids, there were kids outside the entrance before KJ enters. Those kids make contact with KJ. There were about four of them. And they follow him inside, girl. I'm going to show you this video. You're not going to believe it.
And I mean, in that video, the gym all looks very open. The mats, are they visible to the people in the gym? I mean, we see Kendrick running on the lower right-hand side of the screen and other folks playing basketball. Are the mats in another room or are they out in the open? Do we know?
No, they're in the gym. We've seen still photographs and a map of the gym. They are in, if you're looking at the screen, they would be in the top right corner, just outside of the screen. That's the corner in which Kendrick Johnson was found. Now, there is no specific timestamp on this, so we don't know how long it was between this game of basketball with the people who were there, the other students, and when he went into those mats. But we're hoping to get all the different angles and put that together in the next few days.
All right. And there are hundreds of pages of unredacted reports. Were investigators focusing on anyone specific? Do we know?
Well, we do know that they were focusing on a few students at Lowdnes High School. We know that they pulled their attendance records, they pulled their class schedules, but just a few students. And they didn't do it for all of the other people, of course, at the school or even all of his classes. And there was one student who was not a student at this high school, but another local high school, who they interviewed and had fill out a survey and asked about his involvement with Kendrick Johnson in the few days leading up to his death.
Watch. This is outside the gym. He's walking inside. Look at all the kids following him. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Watch him. There's an exchange of words. He's going inside. Kids are following him. Where's the footage of that shit? Where's the footage of that inside the gym?
That is crazy.
Black rock.
CNN has hired Grant Fredericks and his team at Forensic Video Solutions to analyze the hundreds of hours of surveillance from Lowdnes High School. Although he does not believe the jumpy video is the result of editing, he says there are some other major problems.
Those files are not original files. They're not something that an investigator should rely on for the truth of the video. They've been altered in a number of ways, primarily in image quality, and likely in dropped information loss. There are also a number of files that are corrupted because they've not been processed correctly and they're not playable. So I can't say why they were done that way, but they were not done correctly and they were not done thoroughly. So we're missing information.
Fredericks says that's likely due to how investigators acquired the surveillance video.
Right now, what they've done is they have left it up to the school district to define what it is they want to provide the police.
Wow.
And I think that probably is a mistake.
That's
According to
fucked
Lowdnes
up.
County Sheriff's Office incident reports, a detective watched a portion of the surveillance video the day Kendrick Johnson was found. Then he asked the school board's information technology worker for a copy of the surveillance video for the entire wing of the school with the old gym for the last 48 hours. 5 days later, that IT worker provided a hard drive, and according to the incident report, the detective verified it contained the requested surveillance video.
So the investigator's responsibility is to acquire the entire digital video recording system and then have their staff define what they want to obtain. You don't want somebody who might be party to the responsibility to make the decision of what they provide the police.
And after hours of analysis, Fredericks questions whether Lowdnes County Schools provided all of the surveillance video from the old gym to investigators.
Definitely
There is a
not.
whole of time where none of the cameras provide any record that I've been provided.
Fredericks has all the camera angles and all the video released by the Lowdnes County Sheriff's Office.
There are 4 cameras in the gym that records motion from when the lights turn on in the morning until when the lights are turned off at night, except for the area of interest.
The moments before Kendrick Johnson enters the gym. Look at what happens to the recordings from these 4 cameras in the gym. The time is recorded with the video. The first camera captures images from the start of the day until 12:04 p.m. Then nothing. It picks up again at 1:09 p.m.
Oh my God.
There's consistent surveillance from the second camera until 11:05 a.m. Then it stops and picks up again more than 2 hours later at 1:15 p.m.
Oh my
The
God.
third camera also drops at 11:05 a.m. It picks up again at 1:16 p.m. And from the final camera, there's surveillance until 12:04 p.m. No recording for more than an hour. Then it picks up again at 1:09 p.m.
I would absolutely expect there to be some record of that activity, and we don't have any here.
Here's why Fredericks would have expected the motion-activated system to record during that time. During that hour and 5 minutes, several students are seen walking into and out of the old gym from the surveillance camera just outside the gym door. We count 7 male students, and 3 of them walk into the gym within 3 minutes prior to Kendrick Johnson walking in.
Uh-huh.
I can't tell you whether there was
Oh my goodness.
no information recorded in the digital video system, or whether somebody made an error and didn't capture it,
I mean,
or
there was a
whether somebody
fight.
just didn't provide it.
When surveillance in the gym
There was a
resumes at
fight.
1:09, we
came
see
running.
just these few frames of Kendrick Johnson running in the gym. Here's that moment from all of the cameras in the gym, although there's a record from only 2, and the camera just outside the door. Notice the hall camera timestamp appears to be 10 minutes behind, and there's no confirmation either time matches the exact time of day.
109.
It is the last time his image is captured on video. For the next hour, there are multiple gaps in the video surveillance in the gym.
And that is crucial. It's a really important time.
Well, it really is the only option to answer the question, really what happened.
And there's no video showing the initial discovery of a body in the gym. The next time we see Kendrick Johnson is the following day
when he's being wheeled out of the gym in a body bag.
I guess so.
Do you believe it's a coincidence that that time period in the gym is missing?
Oh boy. Investigators are always suspicious and should be suspicious. And it's suspicious that that time period is not there. So yes, I would be suspicious. And until I have the digital video system in my hand, until I can say, or an investigator can say, everything is intact, this was what's recorded, I would still be highly suspicious of this.
So after fighting for months on a city street corner and in the county courthouse to get the surveillance video, Kendrick Johnson's parents still do not know who was in the gym before Kendrick ran in, nor who, if anyone, was there or what happened in those moments after.
Victor Blackwell.
That was rough.
You clearly see something happen there. Like, come on.
That was really like rough to watch. And it was nothing like gory or anything, but it was just like creepy. And so messed up. Like,
Fucked up.
why would you do that to a family? Why would you help someone get away with that shit? Did anyone ever question the fact that there was missing footage?
The excuse was that the cameras were an older system and that they were never set correctly with the timing, and the time stamps were never accurate. Also, some of the cameras were connected to the motion sensor, so the cameras would not go on, is what they're saying. But based on what we just saw, there were people walking in and out of that. So that motion detector theory is out the window.
Yeah.
In 2014, a year later, a search warrant was issued to the Bell brothers.
Okay.
They raided their home and their father. Bell brothers sued the media for defamation for about $5 million. And in 2015, the Johnsons filed a wrongful death suit for $100 million. And they also named Bell as one of the Bells and the father, along with a dozen others in the suit. So Miss Jackie she wasn't messing around.
I don't know.
Fuck that. That's my son.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're gonna fucking tell me what happened to him. In 2016, the U.S. Attorney for Georgia said they will not be filing any criminal charges related to Kendrick's death. And in 2017, they dismissed their wrongful death suit. They dismissed it, and they made the family pay back $250,000 to cover for all the legal fees for these defendants.
Shut the fuck up.
Poor
Yo, that's horrible.
family, I swear. And the family believed that the Bell brothers, that's their theory. They believe the Bell brothers killed him and wrapped his body. The motive would have been that the brother was mad that a good-looking kid like KJ had been in a relationship with their girlfriend.
It sounds like just jealousy. Some hating ass motherfuckers. Like, what is fucking haters? But what can be done at this point?
So there is a petition right now calling for an investigation to his death to be for his case to be reopened, and the DOJ would have to grant the same permission. They would have to grant the state permission to reopen the case. So it sounds like they will never stop. The parents, they want justice for KJ. This is not going to end until they get their answers.
Yeah, they deserve to know what happened to their son. And whoever did this deserves to be behind bars. Someone needs to, pay for this. But from your perspective, what's your theory? What do you think? What do you think happened to him?
So what I think happened to KJ is that he got into a disagreement with someone. maybe the Bell brothers, maybe someone else. He got into a disagreement and there was a fight in the gym. I believe there's footage of this and it's being hidden. And he was hurt badly. He was hurt badly and died in the gym. And they rolled his body up. And I believe more than a lot of people are involved in this. What do you think?
Yeah. I'm curious about those the 3 or 4 kids that followed him. I'm curious if they're friends with the Bell brothers. I'm curious if they had something to do with it. Like, I think those kids definitely had something to do with it or know something at the very fucking least. And if people are mentioning the Bell brothers, they probably have something to do with it too. But I think a fight also broke out. You said there was blunt force trauma. He got hit with something really bad. Now, what I don't understand, or who would be the one to do it, is the organs. Who would be the one to do it? Or rather, who would have a plug? Who would know someone that can get rid of organs?
Authorities?
There you go. And who is related to authorities? Or
That's what I'm saying. There would be
Yeah.
so many people involved
yeah.
in this fucking cover up that
Plus, imagine all the blood, right? Like if you're getting rid of organs.
Oh my God.
I watched too much
unreal.
Dexter. I'm sorry. But nah, man, nah. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Mm-mm.
But something happened to that poor kid in that gym. People know about it and they covered it up. And that's that. And it's gonna come to light. Eventually everything really does come to light. It may not happen soon, it may not happen fast, but shit do be coming to light.
The sheriff offers a $500,000 reward for anyone to come forward with information on Kendrick Johnson's murder. So the case was reopened again in March of 2021. There has not been any updates since then. So we can only hope that the more we cover the case, fellow podcasters, media, the more coverage this case gets, the DOJ would agree for an FBI investigation. That is what we hope for.
Definitely. And y'all, $500K is a lot of fucking money. If
Fess
y'all
up.
know something, say something.
Fess up.
That is a lot of money. Jeez. But honestly, like, jokes aside, we really continue to have their families in our thoughts, just as every case that we ever covered.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you continue watching, and we love you.
We do. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us, stalk us, way outside our job. Love us because we are that amazing. Follow us on Instagram, on TikTok. We'll be releasing more updates on this case and all the other cases that we cover on Two Story Detectives. And also, always listen to your gut. Stay safe. We love y'all.
We love you.
Peace.
Bye.